Thank you. So today we'll be talking about level design and world building. So many of you probably know these terms or heard about it. I'm pretty sure like 99.9%. So let's start it. Who am I? I'm this guy there. I am in the video game industry for a couple, like 6 years, something like that. 6 years. I started on marketing position, so I was doing a lot of footage recording stuff, and it was my starting point in the career. A couple months passed in the marketing field, and I joined the production teams. So I was doing the level design, juniorish stuff. So, you know, placing assets on the levels. And then I heard that it's not just placing assets, it's actually something more. And we can hopefully learn something out of this presentation today. And I will show you my experiences and what I've learned during this 6 years of work. So let's begin. Why this presentation? It's a serious question, I know, but I would like to show you three things. So the first thing and the main goal is to like clear the chaos around the position of a level designer. And I know that many companies say different thing about this position, and it can be tricky, can create some chaos. For example, if you've heard about CG Project Red, a small company from Poland, I don't know if you recognize it. They right now hire level designers, but on like a lead or seniorish level, and you can if you read about that position, you can see their programming skills they are requiring it for this position, and it might be creating a bit of chaos why they are you know, connecting the programming part to the level designers, and many companies will mix it differently. So some companies like Boombit in Gdańsk, love the company, please don't fire me. I know that we got some agents in the crowd. We are not using the scripting skills. We are not requiring it for the level design position. If you know how to script, good. If you don't, you don't have to do it. The second goal is to organize huge amount of information that we can find in the internet about doing actual level design. I know that the like loudest thing right now about it is speed level design, and I love this term. It actually, I don't know for what it is. I mean, for clicks on YouTube, I know that it's cool to watch it, but it actually does not connect to the actual game design industry. It's fun for YouTube, but not so fun for like actual production pipeline. Yeah, here you can see those goals. I forgot to click it. Sorry. And a level design. What is it exactly? I know a great alpha channel. Please, look at it and think about it more deeply. We can easily talk for like half an hour what the level design is, but I would like to use the greatest invention of humans. So, and the reason why the RAM is, you know, higher and higher in prices. So let's ask our best friend, some AI clunker. So, the art and practice of creating the playable spaces, environments, and challenges within a video game, acting as the crucial link between a game's narrative and its interactive mechanics to guide the player's experience. Yeah, that's a lot of words, and what we can learn from it. So I would like to visualize it, and it will be much better to visualize it for you guys. So this pyramid right there is divided into three parts, high, medium, and low. And we can say that those three parts are game environment. So what is the game environment and why am I dividing it to this beautiful structure? Those three things are environmental storytelling, level design, and world building. They should work in stack, so the highest point on this pyramid should connect to the medium and low, and the lowest part of this pyramid should connect to medium and high, so they are like fluent and, you know, working in stack, like I said. I know that it might sound a bit boring right now, but stay with me. I'll bring up some examples from different games so we can talk about it in detail. Let's start from the lowest point of the pyramid, and that is world building. And what is the world building? So it's an overall setting of the world. Let's say we have Harry Potter franchise. So there, the Hogwarts itself is an element of a world building. We have narrative designers that set up factions, major story points, or important characters. So let's say Dumbledore, for an example, that would be a major character or an important character. A major story point would be Voldemort attacking the Hogwarts, for an example. And the last part of the world building that we can say about it, the game mechanics should arise from the logic of the world. So, for example, Harry Potter should not use AK-47. He should use wand for casting spells, not actual assault rifles. But I know that there are some mods that can support it. My first example is Deus Ex. How many of you played this game? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's some numbers. We are on a good point. So you know that the Deus Ex world is set in the futuristic city of Prague. We are playing as Adam Jansen, that guy there. Pretty cool, right? And the main world point is augmented human space oppression from those natural ones. So there is, you know, signs of racism, and the game is basing around that. Next stuff, like I said, it was Harry Potter. Let's bring it to Hogwarts Legacy. So we have the Magic School of Hogwarts, different houses that compete with each other. So we have Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw, if I remember correctly, right? And there is also the weird guy that always has a problem with this school. It would be Voldemort, or it was a goblin from the Hogwarts Legacy that was trying to do some tricky stuff with the school. I will not spoil it for you. And also, how many guys played the Hogwarts Legacy? Okay. It was free, right? On Epic Games? Yeah, I remember, like last month or something like that, we were talking about it. And of course, my favorite game, of course, Hunter's Origin. Of course, it is the game that I'm currently working on. And there we have a fantasy world and a conflict, religious conflict between two factions. There are cultists and there are normal guys that worship the legendary dragon god that will save the region, but is sleeping. So, you know, they are waiting for him, sticking them with fingers. Hey, do something, bro. Wake up. And we are the adventurer that is looking for answers to find their missing partner in this region. So you can see that I'm not only talking about it, but I'm also using those rules to create something that is available for you. So you can download it and check it. Yeah, that was ad for Boombit, keeping those installs high. And then we have the medium point. And the medium point is an actual level design. So you can see that it's not like this whole structure is not level design, but it's a part of it. And I would like to point it out that we are not creating, as level designers, we are not creating level designs, but we are doing the game environments as a whole. And you should also look at it as a whole and not as a one specific thing, because it will not be as coherent as you would like to. So yeah, what does that level design stuff actually do? It creates individual places in the game. So for example, if we have a Hogwarts, the Hogwarts itself will be a world building part, but the rooms inside it, or like school corridors, they will be an actual level design part. They are telling the story throughout the architecture, layouts, materials, scale. We have many tools to tell the story through the level design, which I'll be talking in the next slides on some curious examples. And the last part, most important one, is making believable locations. So you want to have a believable level design and not a boring one. And what do I mean by that? We have here screens from Crysis 3. And my curiosity, how many people played that game? Okay, 2, 3. Okay, that's curious. That's curious. I thought that it would be like a banger, you know. You'll be like, "Wow, Crysis 3! Oh my god!" But it turned out to be a blopper. So yeah, good job, me. I thought that you will be like, okay, that's a New York City, you know, ruined one, and that's a dome that was used in the game, and it was a major story point, and we know what you are talking about. But actually, I need to explain it. So here I go. The main level design part of the Crysis 3, because there was 1 and 2 if you didn't know about it, is ruined New York, and we as the Prophet, the main character, we are dropped here and we need to investigate some weird signs of probably aliens. Our character is like constantly informed that something is not right here because we have this huge dome above our heads. And that is the part of level design that is constantly, you know, bringing up this subject of something is not right here. We are trapped in some sort of a dome, and it is coherent with the world building part. So the world building part is a fight against aliens, but we don't know where they are exactly. We don't know what the world is telling us. We know that it's creepy and weird in a way. Later on in the game, we find some examples of aliens. I will not spoil it. You need to play it. And this dome is doing some tricky stuff with us. So it's an also great element of level design and a bit of storytelling. So yeah, I won't spoil it, just play the game, but know that this dome is a huge level design factor. Next up, we have Monster Hunter World, and quickly, how many of you played this? Okay, more people. Yeah, I feel the energy. I feel the energy, guys. Okay, so you know the games, but you haven't played them. Okay, so that's I will change the question. If you know the game or not, if you play the game. Okay, points for you guys. So in Monster Hunter World, the world element, the world building element, is an actual fight with exotic creatures on some weird island, and how the level design tells us this story that we are on some remote location with other guys and girls. So in the world building part, we have expeditions, and there were like 5 or 6, kill me if I'm not correct, but probably around 6 expeditions. We are the 6th one. And you can see those actual past expedition as a form of a city. So they went to that expedition, they left the ship as a part of a city, and also the the oldest expeditions are on the bottom of the city, and the newest one are on the top of the city. So it builds a vertical structure of the whole city. And also from the gameplay mechanics, they're basing the most important things on the bottom, because the player will spend very, very long time on there and less time on the top side of the city. And we have Wolfenstein. And how many of you knows the game? Okay, bigger numbers, I get it. So here the world building part is, of course, a fight against Nazi Germany and their super soldiers and stuff that is connected with oppression. And if you didn't know, they conquered the whole Europe, and they are now looking for the America. We are the part of the the resistance group who faces oppression. And from the level design point of view, it is told by placing the player literally underground, and that's where the base of the resistance group is, and making the spaces crumbled, so you feel like there is some sort of an oppression on you. And every time you are like getting out of this base, you see the monumental city that is based on huge shapes that make you feel like an ant. So it was also a historical reason why the Nazi Germany was doing those things. They want to make it huge so you will feel like an ant. It's a part of propaganda and part of an oppression. Next up, we have environmental storytelling, and it's a part that I forgot about to put in the topic of my presentation. And don't get me wrong, it would be really long name for a presentation: level design, world building, and environmental storytelling. Guys, it's really long. It can't fit well in small spaces like that. So I just cut it, and now I'm telling you about it. So sorry about that. And what is environmental storytelling? It's a macro narrative elements. They are macro narrative elements. We are using small optional assets to tell some sort of a story, maybe create an atmosphere, or we are just placing hints and warnings for the player to basically be there and tell, okay, watch out, there will be something dangerous right now. Signs, books, posters, NPC chats, it's all in the environmental storytelling. And that is a quote from Matthias Warch and Harvey Smith from Epic Games and Arcane Studio. Staging player space with environmental properties that can be interpreted as a meaningful whole, furthering the narrative of the game. So, how we can set it to some examples. We have here Portal and The Last of Us. And here we have graffitis on the walls. As a character of The Last of Us, we know that those signs are from fireflies, and they are probably somewhere around us. So the developers are trying to tell the player that, hey, there will be some sort of a fight in here. Just watch out, it will be dangerous. Also, in the Portal, we have those signs to tell the player that he or she is not alone. It might be a bit, sterile in the first place if you played Portal. But then if you are walking into the outside the lab, you can see that there are actual other robots, there, and people there. Next part, it's hints for player. Here we have Cyberpunk 2077, and of course, my favorite, Dead Space. In Dead Space, the narrative, micro-narrative elements were introduced as those blood signs on the wall, cut off their limbs, and it's an actual hint for the player that he or she needs to aim for the limbs of necromorphs. In the Cyberpunk game, we had this map, and this map is also something curious, because last month we were talking about UI. I know that there was a presentation about it, and it would be quite curious. I would be quite curious to hear how this map is, written. Is it a good example of a UI or a bad one? But from the storytelling part, it just shows the player where he or she can go to complete the mission. And Easter eggs, they are special because developers are not actually aiming for the character in the game, but they are aiming for the player. So that's why we are also laughing in front of our monitors, because we know that our character in the game probably will want to know about Titanic or Star Wars, and the actual it wasn't Yeti there. How the white creature was called? Vampa? Okay, so we have an expert here. It was a Vampa. It was a Vampa. Yeah. So probably our character in Skyrim, because that game there is Skyrim, didn't know about Star Wars, so that's why it was funny, because it was actually aiming for the player, not for the character. And like very interesting thing that I've discovered during production of this presentation is the Talos principle. And this game is like literally based around environmental elements, and you are playing the game throughout the environmental like storytelling elements. So to set an example, we have those lasers here, and there is no sign of, okay, you need to pick up this camera and move it around to face that laser. Player needs to use his deductive skills and intuition. Seeing the camera, you're like, okay, it fits here, right? I can try it and see if it will work. If it doesn't, I can place it in other spaces. So that's a huge factor for environmental storytelling. And let's sum it up. So, as an example of Deus Ex world, the world building part would be the world is centered around conflict between humans and augmented humans. There are signs of oppression, of course, and how the level design part is actually telling that. Different locations have special areas for augmented people and natural ones. So like metro station in Prague, it's actually an area for normal humans, and you can see it in that screen. There is a green guy, and it's a non-augmented human, and there is a red area marked as an area for augmented people. So level design is actually supporting that. And also Adam Jensen can't go into some places without specific augments. So it further deepens the story of augmenting people and upgrading themselves. And what is the storytelling part? Like those graffitis on the walls, they shown some sort of fight in augmented people. And it's actually showing that they are fighting for their rights and to not be discriminated. Also, chats from the police in the Prague city. It's also something interesting, because if you are a normal human, they will call you a normal human. If you are augmented people, they will throw on some racist text to deepen that, that story of a fight. And probably going into outside that pyramid. So the core mechanic and the core thing that I wanted to tell you guys was that pyramid that I summed up. And that is a core that we now be upgrading and further talking about by building some, additional stuff. So I can tell you that this is the main meal, and now we are using spices to spice that up and to make it even better, because yeah, we can make a coherent vision of a level design and a world itself and the game environment, but now how we want to tell the story that it will be actually interesting and actually bringing up something for the player. The first part, of course, emotions, and how we want to make the player feel anxious, crumbled, or annoyed. The great example here is God of War. And in the God of War series, weather was a big part of environmental storytelling. Here, Kratos is looking for his son, Atreus, and the level design, storytelling, and the world building around it is just perfect because they are throwing in fog, and this fog is making the visible space for the player less and less. So we need to feel like in like a labyrinth of some sort, and also the level design is not a one-way road, it's a labyrinth of several roads. So we feel annoyed about it because we need to backtrack some ways to get to that trails. And at the end of this foggish level design, there is an actual Freya and Atreus waiting for us. The colors get brighter, the level design get much smoother and much bigger in terms of playable space, and the player feels relaxed. So after that long fight and long annoyment from the game's environment, we can have a relief. How we can make a player feel happy, and that's also something really interested. Witcher 3, how many of you heard about Witcher 3? Really? Some of you couldn't get the Witcher 3 or couldn't hear about it? Okay. So here we have Corvo Bianco, and it's a part of the Blood and Wine DLC. And in that story, we are starting off as Geralt in a new region. This region is beautiful, brightful, colorful, all in all, that. And in the middle of the story, we are getting some plot twists and some dark elements. I will not spoil it. Probably all of you played the game, but for the sake of not spoiling it, I will not tell it. So in the middle of the expansion, the whole area is getting is getting really dark. So the player feels not so happy about it. And in the end, everything gets brighter. I won't tell you how it ended, but you get the picture. And maybe, just maybe, Geralt can actually rest in the end. So we actually don't know what happened there in the middle story part. And other handsome Jack. Why are we laughing? There is something.
No, it's because he didn't play.
Okay.
So he was sitting, for a whole
Sorry.
about
Sorry. Sorry.
Blood and Wine. I just stopped on Blood and Wine, so I didn't finish it yet. So
Okay. Was it a big spoiler for you?
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay. So perfect. Okay. So now we can move on to the Borderlands 2, and this game was really ahead of its time. And there are some storytelling parts and making the world more believable through this character. This character is Handsome Jack, and who knows this dude? Okay. I see many hands up in the air in the crowd. And why he's so special? He's constantly calling the player, and it's annoying. It's annoying, but it's also it's a bit of a comedy, sarcastic way to show the player that Handsome Jack knows everything about us. and he constantly shows his power throughout the whole storyline and throughout the whole adventure of a player. And what emotion does it bring? It's bring control over the player. So let's say we want to get more powerful by doing some sort of a side quest to get better loot. And guess what? This guy will call you. He knows that you are doing that side quest. He knows that you are getting stronger, but he doesn't care. He's so powerful that he's like, nah, yeah, do that, kid. Nothing special. And probably it's not the last part, but almost the last part. There are actually merging gameplay mechanics into an actual game's environment. And how do we do that? The good approach for that is actually learning the player new mechanics, playing, giving them a space to actually play those mechanics, then challenge the player in some sort of a boss fight, and then surprise them with a new mechanic, and then repeat the cycle. And the best example, Titanfall 2. And my favorite question, how many of you know the game? Okay. More and more hands. So in Titanfall, for those of you who don't know the game exactly, we are playing this dude here. This is Jack Cooper, if I remember correctly, and his mech BT something in numbers. Please don't kill me. I don't know it exactly. I forgot. And how they are making this loop in the game. So our mech is designed as a special unit, if I remember correctly, and it's constantly changing the styles of the fighting. So in the first chapter, we are playing as an assault mech. Then we are changing to sniper mech, and so on and so on. There are like 5 or 6 type of mechs in the game. And also developers of Titanfall 2 introduced gadget for our pilot, for Jack Cooper, and it was a time gauntlet, and you could swap times in the middle of a fight to create advantages. And that felt fresh. So every time you see new mechs, you are like, okay, the gameplay will change and I can learn something new. And after every chapter, there was a boss that was constantly checking if we learned it correctly. If not, he just killed us. So, it was a short story. How environment can affect players' action. That's something really, really important and curious in a way. Sorry for that meme in Polish, but I thought that it would be funny to put it, and people love cats, so I thought, okay, let's place it there. And I have a question. Which screen tells you and gives you more of a psychotic ways to kill people? Here in the Doom or here in the Bioshock Infinite? So if you're a psycho killer, which one you are choosing to kill guys in there? The right one. They knew it. God damn it. They knew it. Yeah. If you know the story, that would be the right one. But if you don't know the story, the overall setting of the world and overall setting of the environment will guide you toward the left screen, towards the Doom. Why? Because we are using aggressive color palettes, like this lava, like this blood basically being everywhere, and the overall, looks of the guys that we are facing. So big, bad, ugly demons. And here in the Bioshock Infinite, it looks almost childish, it looks like a fantasy game, something like that, like a cartoon. So we don't want to kill people in there generally, Or if you have some problems, psychotic ways, then maybe you will kill people in both games here and there. But the environment will tell you that, hey guys, probably you want to kill the dudes on the left screen, and you want to be a bit more chill on the right one. And the last part of my TED talk would actually be game vocabulary and how developers can tell the story throughout some specific objects. And for example, the great game that does that is Mirror's Edge. And in the Mirror's Edge, they are using 3 or like 5 colors, basic colors, to guide the player: red, yellow, orange, blue, and if I remember correctly, green. But on the screen here, you have those big cranes. They are marked as red. You have some obstacles marked as orange. So the game tells you, hey, if you see something red, you can actually traverse it faster. The lever, you can traverse it faster. Then we have Sea of Thieves, and that's a common one. So the red exploding barrel. If you see a red barrel, probably it will blow up if you shoot it or set it on fire. So if a player dies to it, he knows, okay, red barrel means explosions, and that's a great example of games vocabulary. And the last part, sorry for it. It's a League of Legends reference. You will hate me. It is what it is. But there is a great sign of a game vocabulary, and this is that green plus right there. It tells a player that, hey, if you walk to that and pick it up, it will probably heal you. And the green colors probably, it means that it's not harmful. It will buff you, heal you, or give you good signs. We are not counting poison. Poison is a exception to that rule. Sorry, what you were saying?
Just saying, poison is
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Cool.
Okay, so poison is an exception to that rule, but mostly green means a good stuff. Or if the game, the world building part of the game says different, the players will learn, okay, greens actually means bad. It will poison me or make me more sick. And I see a hand up in the air, and it's a good sign because that's the end of this talk, and now we are entering the question phase. Really curious one. So there was the first hand, then we will move to you. The guy behind me, he can see you. So later on, yeah, it will be.
I wanted to say about the poison that is green. You can actually use the different shades of green to kind of hint to the player. If you use more like natural one, it will much more feels like a healing. And if you use either the dark one or really like glowy ones, that's usually player will feel like this is poison.
Yeah. So that's actually, it's you're deepening the overall thought. So you're deepening or making the game vocabulary larger. So okay, the bright yellow, let's say, means healing. The like darkish yellow, I said yellow, right? Green, sorry guys, maybe I'm drunk or something. So the dark green, then it will say that it's an actual poison, and the bright green will tell you that it will heal you. So the game vocabulary can be massive, and we can introduce many more colors or many more shapes. So it's not only about colors. You can, for example, make specific shapes, let's say corridors. And if a player sees a corridor, is like, okay, I can go through it, and there are doors. And let's say you want to tell the player that those doors are locked from the distance. So you will put a actual lock on the doors, and that would be a game vocabulary that, hey, you cannot go through there. Is that all, or there's something more? And we have a question.
I have a question. Wanted to ask about the rat.
Why the rat? No idea. To be honest, it was like, okay, how I can bring the curiosity and attention to this presentation, and I thought, hey, rat spinning is a cool meme, and to keep you guys interested in that presentation and in the questioning part, I thought, yeah, we'll bring a rat spinning to the presentation. If we have more questions about the level design, game environment, or overall other, okay, here.
So, what are you personally doing from all those things you mentioned?
All of it. That's a great question. And why am I doing all of it? So in the Hunter's Origin, first I was setting up the world rules. So basically making the whole storyline, the plot of it, the rules that we want to follow during the level design process and environmental storytelling. And then I was actually going to some people, to level designers that worked with me, and then telling them, okay, so we have this overall image of first chapter, and that is Archer Pond. I can tell you the exact name. Will you play the game? Hopefully, yes, but I know that mostly people don't like the mobile games today, so I encourage you, but I get it if you don't like it or won't play it. But in that region of Archer Pond, I was doing the whole world building stuff. Then actually going to level designers and telling them, okay, so we have this religious conflict. Let's think about how we can tell the player that there is an actual religious conflict in the area, and how we can deepen that through the level design. And then when we had the whole region ready, I was thinking about environmental storytelling, so going into the detail. We had the base, and then we were thinking about the details of the quests, and basically the whole vision changed like a few times to make it more coherent, more polished. So there were many iterations to that. Is that an answer to your question? Okay, so I don't know if there was a question from you. So from you, okay, sorry. You can go on. I saw the hand and I thought that it was you. Sorry.
The question is, can you describe your usual work process of creating a new level? So, how do you begin? What's in the middle? How do you end?
Okay, so if we are talking about the actual, you're asking about the actual level design, not about the world building or the. Okay, so we are talking about the level design. So I could tell you guys for like couple more hours about it, because I was starting from the level designer position in the production teams. But how we are doing that, I will keep it short to not bore you out. First off, we have a blockout, and you probably heard about this sentence. Yes or not? Okay, so we probably know what the blockout is. So basically, you're talking with the world building person that did that, and you're asking for overall feeling of the level. So it should be big, or should it be small, or you're asking for a level art or a sketch of the level. Simple as that. If you have that, then you're going to the blockout part, and you're making the most primitive level that you can actually do. And it's not because you don't know how to make the detail level. It is for speed purposes and to make the whole production faster. So you're making me a blockout. I can play on it, see if the dynamic is good, or the placement of enemies is right, or the pacing of the story is also not going off. Then if we have the blockout and it's right, the most amount of iterations and corrections is set in the blockout part. So if something is wrong, it will be probably in the blockout part. Then we are going to make the whole level more detailed, and we are placing props. If you're a big company, you probably have like 10 artists that will make you those assets. If you're a smaller company, then you are probably going to asset store or something like that, or you have one 3D artist, so you're mixing both. Let's say you want to have something specific in the level that will say, okay, this game is mine. So you will make that one asset from your company. So somebody will make it in the 3D art. And then you are just populating the rest of the level with the asset store assets, right? After that, if you have a detailed vision of the level with props set up and the overall population of enemies, NPCs, and stuff like that, then it goes to the testing part, and I can't tell you more because I'm not a actual tester. So I cannot say how they are testing it. I'm thinking that they are doing the great job there to keep the level bug free. I heard some laugh from the back of the room. But yeah, they are trying their best, and then we are of course bug fixing what they found, and that's the end of this workflow, this pipeline. Of course, there's also the music, but I'm not also an sound designer. We are just placing the sounds that an actual sound designer made. Or if you are also a small company, you'll find something in the artist store and just place it there to make the world feel more coherent and fun. Is that an answer to your question, or I just
More or less. And how many times the level changes during this process, like from the sketch? Are there other sketches, or do you redraw it?
million times? It's like the level is like aggressive cancer, so it changes almost every day. We are making many changes throughout the production day. We are trying to make it more dynamic. We are trying to make it more fun. And what do I mean by more fun? So trying that pacing, it's all about making the enemies feel not so hard, or the assets around those enemies to not annoy the player. So for example, you want to shoot a guy, but there is a tree in front of you, and that will probably create a lot of annoyment in you. So we are just deleting that tree and, let's say, replacing it with a box. So something that you can actually shoot through. So yeah, I would say millions of times. And
Do you play the game while creating the level, or you just create it and then something?
yes, you need to play. I mean, there are level designers that probably won't play their game. And our last years of game development showed that there are many blopper games. I'm looking at some bigger companies, starting with you and ending with Bsoft. So yeah, you could see their games there. Probably they are not playing it because the level design part there is actually terrible in their games. And also the newest one, probably I'll get some amount of hate, but it's my opinion. The Battlefield 6. The level design there is not great. It's not so great.
It's not Ubisoft.
It's not Ubisoft game. Yes, it's Dice, right? Dice. Yeah. But I was like traversing to the other game, not mixing it with the Ubisoft. So don't get me wrong. Yeah, but the like newest game that I felt really annoyed was Battlefield 6. Why? The places there were like crumbled. So we are like used to open big fields in Battlefield 1, Battlefield 3, 4, and then you have Battlefield 6 that had like one bigger map, and it was still creating that pressure, that crumble effect.
Probably
And
because create the one person who takes the full responsibility of creating a levels is from the creators of Call of Duty. So.
yeah, I can see connections to that. Yeah, that explains it a lot.
Playing Battlefield, especially on community server on the high speed, it feels like Call of Duty.
Okay, so we have the answer. They are playing it, but maybe not so, they have the different vision to the whole game environment. Also, that's really curious when the actual level designers have different vision than the game director or the person responsible for bringing the world to the production line and making it more believable. And then there is some sort of a level designer that will tell you, okay, I have a different vision for that, and let me check it real quick, let me fix it. And then we have bloppers in the publishing. uh, is that an actual answer to your questions, or there is something more to it?
I feel like there is more, but we
Okay.
can move on.
How much time we've got left?
Up to you.
Up to me. Perfect.
Let's say 10 minutes.
I will bore you out probably. So if you have more
That's
questions.
a question. Because I'm currently working as a level designer,
Okay.
and if I correctly understand you, there is like no level design document, or especially something like level design is creating a document and everything about the level. He's just taking the information from the other departments and taking it all into the world of the game.
Yes and no. It depends. It's my favorite answer. It depends. So
The whole game that is.
yeah, it depends. It's the quickest, the most easy answer that I can give. Why it depends? Because if you're a big company like I said, Ubisoft or Dice or other bigger studios, CD Projekt Red, Techland, name it, you name it, it will fit here. So and why it depends? Because if you are working for that big company, you will get all the documents from other departments. If you are working in a smaller company, probably you won't get anything. You need to think about it at your own risk, and to prototype it. Probably they will tell you something like, let's make a level design, you're supposed to do it, yeah, create it. It's easy, fun, and fast, right? So then it's really tricky, and probably this presentation will bring some light how we can see the whole level design as a game environment and not only as a level design, and creating those documents should feel like it, so it's a coherent vision. I don't know if that answers your question.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. So if you're strictly asking about making documents, if you're working for the big company, you will get them from level art department, from game director, from many different various people, and they will work with you to make that coherent vision. If you are working all by yourself and you're like one level designer at the whole company, probably also there is a question if there is a game designer. If you have a game designer, I know, exotic, but if there is no game designer, then it's even more difficult for you to make that coherent vision, because you need to do it all by yourself. So you need to set up some gameplay mechanics, then to create a prototype or a blockout version of the level that will support it. Then you need to populate it with assets. Then and with what assets? You need to find them in the first place. So you are going to the asset store, or you are asking it from your company. Then after populating the level with assets, you are playtesting it. You are iterating the version. Then you are making some adjustment, and then finally giving that that final version to the publishing part, right? So yeah, it depends on the scale of the company. If we have more questions. Okay, it's getting
Maybe one.
quiet.
I was wondering.
Okay.
I was wondering if you can actually make a level design by what the hero is talking about, what he's seeing, etc., etc. You know what I mean?
So
It's kind of like, okay, maybe try to explain.
so we are talking about the storytelling part. Can we make
Not really. No, I was wondering if you can actually if you can show the world and obviously you're showing it. But by when the hero is commenting something, yes, you can actually make it 180 degrees opposite, just because this is his comment and how he sees it.
Okay.
And I didn't see you to talk about it, so I thought maybe it's not a proper idea to do, but it's probably kind of.
So we are talking about that contrast. The main character is talking about one thing, and the world is showing something
completely different thing.
Yeah.
But says because he feels differently.
Yeah, so that's an actual storytelling part because it's like his inner dialogue and how he perceives the world. So that would go to that highest level of the pyramid.
Okay.
And there, the great examples, maybe it's not in contrast, but the fastest thing that I can think of right now is like Wolfenstein. In there, BJ Blazkowicz has his own inner dialogue. So after, let's say, making a difficult decision, he's commenting on it. Let's say he saw death of a dear friend, and then he has some sort or some signs of a depression through his inner dialogue. Right now, if I'm thinking of it, the Cyberpunk game, it's actually something similar to what you are saying. We have Johnny Silverhand, engram of him. I don't want to spoil it, but it will spoil it a bit. Some magical way we ended up with his engram in our head, and he tells you the story that is completely different to what actually happened. So that would be probably it. He tells you that he's that cool guy, without any problems, and he's a perfect sign of a rocker man.
But it's still storytelling, or is it?
That would be storytelling. Yeah, and then the players goes into the world, ask around about Johnny Silverhand, and the answers that he gets are different from what the actual Johnny Silverhand says, and that's also really, really interesting to see that contrast.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not still sure if I understood the question correctly, but it's actually doable if you go away from the idea that you have one character in game. I mean, for example, if you switch between characters, right? You have some kind of party, and you see the in-game world through the eyes of each and one and another and another and another. Then you can present these differences in viewing the world, but that's quite a lot of work on the side of the level.
Yeah, that's
To make those the variants of the location.
yeah, variants, and then make it coherent, right? In some sort, there is a
nice,
contrast. Yeah.
nice environmental storytelling, which is actually strongly related to narrative, but it's not a dialogue.
Yeah,
which is a nice idea.
Yeah, Johnny Silverhand was basically talking. Here we are using different elements to tell that.
To inform the player that something is going on.
Yeah, something is
off without using words.
Someone is lying, and you need to find out what's the perfect image, or what is the true image of that situation or that scene. I see a hand here and here, so we will start from the back. Because
I have an addition to the.
Oh, Alexander. Okay. So, question from the boss.
I'm not boss. So there was a game like 7 years ago or something. There, when you take a deal, you see the world in bright colors, and we had it here. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard it.
It changes the level and how things work. So
there you go. You can have it.
You can have it. Yeah. So thanks, Alexander.
I was wondering, for instance, if you're in Bioshock, the 3 or whatever, but just because the hero could see it completely different, and you're actually explaining what's behind it, maybe because he knows it, etc., etc. I know it's not level design, maybe, but actually joining the lady you were talking about. Maybe if we create different mechanics, yes, we have a hacker, so he says, like in Shadowrun, for instance, you have a system where you only fight as a hacker, and obviously you're on the streets, turn-based, yes, so you can typical RPG. So this is kind of like that. Maybe I was thinking, and obviously I didn't think it through. I was just thinking, ask you a question. So maybe you heard about it, you know?
Yeah. So what you are actually talking about is based on that pyramid. So the world building part would be, you want to set the game's mechanic. You're a net runner or some sort of a hacker. That would be part of the world building. So who are we? What we are doing in this world? How we perceive things. That's an actual world building part. Then we have level design part. So we are actually showing that to the player by giving computers that we can hack, or people that we can kill by some various methods of using, those net running hackers skills. And then the storytelling part would be giving some NPC dialogues, that there is some wild hacker running around the city. It's obviously, us, but that would go to the storytelling part, and maybe some inner dialogues and stuff like that. So it depends how you will create that pyramid from the bottom to the top, and if it goes to the top to the bottom coherently and work in the stack. If it does, then you have a coherent vision, and it's great. So if you want to make that contrast, just write it on the paper and think how you want to show that to the player, and on which level. Should that be the part of the world building? Should that be shown in the level design? Like here the answer was to create some variants of level designs. Or should that be storytelling, like Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk game? So it all depends how you will write it.
There is also American Arcadia, very good game. There's like concept Truman Show. When there is two characters, one is inside of the Truman Show, and the second half is outside of it. And he sees what he's doing inside, but the person inside doesn't know what the person outside. So it can vary similar.
Okay, so also again a very curious concept how we can do it. And there was question here.
Yeah, maybe not question, but also adding to the same subject.
Okay.
What we talked before about separating narrative and level design and making it like a main story thing. There was this game that's almost 20 years old, and it's Spec Ops: The Line. And this is some good stuff. I won't spoil anything. It is like 10 hours long or something like this. But yeah, so the level design and game mechanics makes you do stuff that you probably wouldn't normally do, but the narrative describes it as something necessary, and yeah, in the end you find out what really happens there.
Yeah. Also, there is great sense of changing the vision. The Spec Ops: The Line really does that well. And what can I tell you more about this game? White phosphorus. And let's end let's end it with it. Yeah, if we have any more questions here, there will be action going on in 3, 2, 1. None of you? Okay. Thank you guys. I hope it was meaningful, and you will walk out of this room with some additional knowledge that I gave you. If yes, perfect. If not, sorry for wasting your time. Thanks again.